So what's up, everybody? We had some storms come through about a week ago, and I had some trees go down. So I figured I would get out on the CRF250F and try my hand at practicing some log hopping, since I've got some down to hop over. And maybe while we're doing that, we'll talk a little bit about why I purchased the CR250F. I don't think I've mentioned why I got it and maybe why I chose it. So anyway, let's try our look at this first log here. This is the smallest of the bunch. That's pretty easy. So I don't know if it'll come through on video, but my understanding for log hopping is simply to like wheelie in front of it. You can see where I got off the clutch and kind of tore the ground up a little bit. Pick up the front wheel just enough that it hits on top and compresses the forks a little bit. Use that to bounce the front end higher. The back wheel hits it and you'll hop right over. I'm no professional, but if you watch some how-to videos, that's kind of the idea. And I've got another one down here that's a little bigger than that one, and I've got a couple that are probably going to be too big for me to either try or too big. I don't know that they would be too big for me to make it over, but possibly just too big that I'm not willing to try it, being the pansy that I am. Let's give this one a shot. That wasn't too bad. So anyway, yeah, the CRF250F and why I purchased it. So I would really have liked to have gotten a more high performance bike. However, I've got two toddlers. Anybody that follows the channel knows that. I mention it from time to time. A 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and I just want to be able to ride without having to worry about high maintenance or ticking off the neighbors with a loud bike if I'm just riding it around the woods, putting on it. And so I do plan on doing some hare scrambles with it, or trying to, and I've already done an arena cross with it. If you ain't seen that video, you can go check it out. It's on the channel. That one's a little big. We could maybe get it down there if there wasn't so many sticks sticking up off the tree trunk there. But I do have another one that's about as big as this one that has already been delimbed, so we'll go see if we can make it over that one. But yeah, I just didn't want to be doing valve adjustments or at least inspections all the time and have a loud bike that makes the neighbors mad. And so I chose this bike over the KLX 230R. It's got like some beginner friendly stuff where it modulates the throttle for you, and when you're getting off the clutch and things like that, things that I didn't really want or care about having in a dirt bike. I think it does have better suspension. At least I think the rear shock on it is adjustable. And I could have gotten a KLX 300R, and I did think about it. I found one. It was a little more expensive than what I ended up paying for the CRF, but it would have been a great bike for it. But I knew I wanted to try my hand at doing a few arena crosses throughout the year, as they stop pretty close to the house, and that having that bike would pretty much force me to only be able to race the 450 class. Having this bike, I could test my luck at both the 450 and the 250 class. So alright, this is a pretty good size log. I'm not going to say it's the biggest thing I will have ever log hopped, but it may be close to it. Let's see if we can get over it. Wasn't that bad. I didn't get the front end as high as I wanted to, but it still worked out. I maybe could get that bigger log down there if I could just find a spot on it where it's I can get over it without catching one of those twigs growing out the side of it. So anyway, yeah, that's the main reason I got the 250F, or at least how I plan on using it. doing a few hair scrambles, doing some trail rides with some buddies, being able to putt around my property like this on days when it's nice and the family's not home, and I can do that without having a loud bike that really ticks off the neighbors. It's going to be low maintenance, and you know, it gives me something to kind of fiddle with and tweak with, because it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but it can be good if you throw, you know, a little bit of extra money at it. For me, at my weight of 165, I just plan on doing BBR springs and possibly heavier weight fork oil. So we'll see about that, and I think we can give this one a shot right here if I can just bend this limb back out of the way. I don't think it's going to break off. Those shouldn't hurt nothing. Right over right here, just don't hit the big tree. And it is pretty muddy. That's one thing I've kind of been worried about, is spinning too much. Oh, it's folding back on me. Slap me in the arm or face. I guess worse than the arm. Alright, let's try to hurry before it rises back up again. Oh yeah, wasn't as pretty as some of the other ones, but we got over without slapping the linkage or the bottom of the frame, so that's good. But yeah, BBR fork springs and a skid plate's gonna be the first two things I do. Possibly skid plate first. I haven't really made up my mind yet. And then after doing that, I just plan to ride it for a little while and see if I, you know, really think I need to upgrade the rear suspension. I feel like I can probably, at my weight, get away with not, but we'll have to get a little more seat time on it to figure out. And that was that hurt a little bit. Hit a stick with the front tire and kicked it up into my foot, hit the shifter and knocked it out of gear. So yeah, skid plate. That might have stopped that from happening. So anyway, I'm gonna call this video here. I just wanted to make a little short clip, and I knew I was gonna get the bike out and put around, so I figured I might as well record it. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.